Okay, everybody, it is me, Gregory Mannarino. Monday. It is still Monday. June 14th, 2021. How about this? A new all-time record high for the market. Yes, the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. New record highs here. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell under a little bit of pressure here, but new record highs. How many of you are surprised? Can I see your shocked face, please? Shocked. Oh, no. Who knew? No, wait. Who's calling for market tops and crashes? Oh, yeah, those are some other idiot show. Yeah, I forgot about that. How about no? Like I've been saying for the longest time. Turn these people off. Turn them off, okay? There's going to be no market crash anytime soon. No market top anytime soon. And when you hear this kind of talk from a YouTuber or someone else who maybe got thrown off of YouTube, putting guests out saying this is going to happen, turn him off too, because it's a distraction and they're misleading you on a massive scale. Okay? It's not happening. They do not understand the current environment. How can you listen to a person who has no clue of what they're talking about, or being put on as a guest on shows by people who have no clue of what they're talking about? It's shocking to me, but that's really the environment. It bothers me because I'm out here every day, twice a day, explaining to you exactly how it is, and I've nailed it to the wall. So anyway, with that said, people, yes, this is not it either. Two record highs last week for the S&P 500. We start off this week with a new record for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. We're not done at all. And this market would have put even more gains on if it were not for a little bit of fear in the market with regard to what's going to come out of the pie hole of the Federal Reserve this week. I already told you. They're going to continue to buy assets. Not just that. They're going to be increasing asset purchases. Okay, let us move forward. I have a lot to talk about with you. 10-year yield, people, stable about $1.49, slightly weaker. Crude oil, $71 a barrel. You know, what else would you expect in this kind of an environment when you have that unholy trinity? You know, crude oil, 10-year yield, and the dollar here, being artificially rigged. Well, of course, it's going to push the stock market higher. Imagine my surprise, a new record high. No surprise at all, people. Unbelievable. It really is. Gold and silver took a slight hit today, nothing major. It's an incredible situation. Cryptocurrencies getting bid or higher across the board. Bitcoin back over 40,000. Imagine my shock there too. Oh no, not surprised. Did you miss that one? Probably did, unfortunately. Anyway, cryptos are going higher too. Let us move forward here. I have a lot of stuff to cover. I almost don't know where to start. Let me see. I already explained to you that the second multi-billionaire hedge fund manager is coming out here explaining, pointing their finger at the Federal Reserve, causing an inflationary crisis. And they're saying, get yourself in, this is Paul Tudor Jones, saying, get yourself invested in commodities, crude oil, gold, silver, according to Greg, okay? It's much more undervalued than gold, and of course, cryptocurrencies as well. Today, there's a lot of taper talk on the mainstream channels, and obviously, from the market hitting a new record high today, the market's laughing. It's not happening. It's not happening anytime soon, people. Mark my words. They're going to buy more. The Fed is going to buy more. Issue more debt through one door. Buy more through another door. It's going to push the stock market higher. Now, J.P. Morgan. I want to talk about J.P. Morgan. J.P. Morgan is the premier Wall Street super bank, being the largest bank on the planet by assets. J.P. Morgan, warning. Are you ready for this? Inflation is here to stay. Duh! You mean to tell me it's not temporary? It's not transitory? Oh, but wait a minute. All these economists are trying to sell us that lie, and they're being paraded out all over the mainstream financial channels. It's temporary. It's transitory. How about no? No. Okay. I think we already know that. Now, here's another big piece of news that is going to really surprise you. Are you ready for it? Consumers, okay, they're starting to scream. Okay, the American citizen out here, maybe they need a smack in the face. Looks like they're getting one because they're starting to complain about the rising cost of living and the rising cost of prices. Well, they're going to get a new wake-up call pretty soon as personal debt and consumer debt continues to surge. Okay, rent, this is being reported too, this was Reuters, is expected to surge 9.5% over the next 12 months. I think that's probably a lowball number, but that's epic. In this environment where everything is just completely twisted, now rents are going up, everything is going, what else would you expect? You knew this was going to happen. I mean, if you are a follower of this blog, you have it nailed to the wall. So again, none of this is a surprise to you here. Now I want to talk about this too. This is a big one. So these Wall Street mega banks right now, they are sitting on oceans of cash. Oceans of cash. Now, the only question is, what are they going to do with that cash? A couple of things. They're going to start buying back shares of their own stock. There's no doubt in my mind. Again, they got to put some of that cash to work. The other thing they're going to do, okay, is they're going to start investing in commodities, in my view. They got to, again, why? We know where commodities are going. Look at crude oil. Gold and silver have made an incredible run over the past 6 weeks now. And this run is going to continue, in my view, unless, of course, JP Morgan decides to hit it again. But this is the paper derivative market. You know how markets work. In cycles, people. Risk on, risk off. Risk on, risk off. So you're going to see these banks starting to look at risk off assets, okay? Inflation hedges. You understand? I think you get it. So this is something that we definitely need to pay attention to. And here is something else that we need to pay attention to. So this is known, well, let me read this to you. Let me ask you, we're going to pose this as a question. How many of you have heard of the Wilshire 500 Total Market Cap Index? Well, it's also known as the Warren Buffett Index. And right now, the Warren Buffett Index is flashing red big time. And what does that mean? The Warren Buffett Index is a stock market indicator which attempts to pick bubbles in the market. Well, again, no surprise to you. The stock market is a bubble. It's a hyper bubble. And now we have validation, you and me, from the Warren Buffett Index. How about we don't need the Warren Buffett Index to know that the stock market's in a freak show bubble? But this freak show bubble, people, is going up. It's the central banks. It's the Fed. You know it. They're not going to stop. There's no taper. More easy money. The G7 meeting. Oh, yeah. All of those world leaders, including brain dead Biden, happen to just say, hey, guess what we're going to do? We're going to continue to stimulate our economies. But wait a minute. Aren't we being sold something by these same people that we're in a boom, that we're in a booming economy? So why then, President Biden, I'll address you nicely, why don't you tell us all why we need to continue to stimulate? Where are we getting that money from, Biden? Freak. Oh, yeah, we got to get it from the Fed. That's right. That's where every president's been getting it from since Obama. Oh, yeah. Exactly. It's lovely, isn't it? And all we're doing, people, is destroying ourselves by allowing this freak show to continue. Okay? More debt, more easy money, a stock market hyperbubble, at least according to the Warren Buffett Index or indicator. So, I mean, come on now. It's too much to me. It really is. It's insane. So anyway, look, let's just sum this up real quick. New record high for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. We're not done. more easy money pouring into this market. Start to think longer term. We know the market's a hyper bubble. Okay, Warren Buffett index is telling us, oh yeah, it's a bubble. Yeah, we all know that. It's incredible. And we know that these Wall Street banks are sitting on oceans of cash. And then we have JP Morgan warning, inflation is here to stay. You can't even dream about how surprised I am to hear a major Wall Street bank saying what you and I already know. We see, but what they're not telling you is it's about to get much worse. We haven't seen anything yet. And if you believe that this environment is, it's just happening. It's just one of those things that is just happening here. How about no there too? This is all engineered. The Fed is running their inflation creation machine as fast as they possibly can. They're buying it all. Just like other world central banks are doing, and they're going to continue to buy it all. And they are marching us into, and we are currently in, a full-blown currency crisis. They're doing this because the digital dollar is being set up. They're getting ready to release it. So you're going to hear more talk. Pay attention to this, people. I'm telling you it's going to happen. Start listening to members of Congress. Start listening to dog shit reasons why we must have it, because we got to compete with China. So we need this digital dollar now. It's all about control. That's what it's all about. So they're going to manifest or allow a currency crisis to get much worse so they can say, oh, we have a solution for you, because the American consumer is already starting to complain, just as like they're supposed to. Inflation's getting really, really high. I can't afford to live. My rent's going up. Houses are going up. What am I going to do? Oh, we have a solution for you. It's called a digital dollar. It's always the same, people. Problem, we're starting to see a reaction. Solution, just like I have explained to you since time immemorial. Not going to stop. All right, people, look, see this guy? Loves you a lot. I mean that. I'm on your side. I got your back in every way I can possibly have your back. And this is why I get angry. This is why I got angry at the front of this video when I said there are people out here, there are commentators out here, alternative news outlets, parading out people who are brain dead, who have no idea what they're talking about, calling market tops, telling you that the Bible is going to tell you when the market's going to crash, and have been wrong 100% of the time. And meanwhile, they still allow these people on their show. Maybe that tells you something, doesn't it? Anyway, I'm out of here. And yeah, I have the right to say this stuff because I've kept all of you on the right side of this market. Well, these other people are misleading a lot of people with larger channels than mine, and that's pretty sad. All right, I'm out of here. Love you a lot. See you in the morning.